My mother's from Ireland, my father's from Jamaica. They met, believe it or not, in Jamaica back in the mid-60s. My father emigrated to the States to come to school in New York and ended up actually moving out to Plainfield in, I'm going to say, like the mid-70s to work for Johnson & Johnson, Ethicon Suture Division. And it was from there that he ended up getting into the publishing world. A group that he had worked with closely brought him over to the publishing side of the business, and that's how he got involved with applied radiology. I think that he knew in his own way that he had the ability to run this thing himself. There's something about that in our family. There's a lot of entrepreneurs in our family. And so my family has owned applied radiology since the mid-'80s, but he's been working on it since the early '80s. Back then it was strictly print, and it was started in 1971, which is why we're celebrating our 50th year this year. I came down to New York and I ended up at a publishing company which is called Elsevier Science. Now, Elsevier is one of the world's largest publishing companies. They're based out of the Netherlands. After about 5 years, my dad was becoming more and more successful with his publishing company. And I don't know that he ever asked me to come work for him, to be very honest. It was something that just sort of came naturally. And I do remember the day that I did call him and I said, listen, I think I'd like to consider coming to work for you. Would you have me? And he and my mother thought about it, and we worked something out. And I like to joke, I left the world's largest publishing company to join the world's smallest, but I can tell you that I don't regret one moment of it.
Today, I have the distinct pleasure of speaking with Fulvio Rinaldi Bracco, the CEO of Bracco Imaging.
Radiologists are fascinating, and the work that they do to be able to help diagnose and manage treatment and monitor treatment. Radiologists play an incredible role there, and there's nothing better than to be a part of an industry where you're making a real difference.
Why don't we start with you and a little bit about you, Dr. Mahoney, and maybe your sort of path to the presidency of RSNA.
Applied Radiology at its core is a clinical review medical journal, primarily authored by physicians from around the world. We publish clinical review articles, case studies, lots of very interesting, thought-provoking columns that are written by extremely intelligent physicians who care about the work that they're doing. It's published 6 times a year. It reaches 25,000 plus physicians globally, both in print and digitally. But online, we've got over 100,000 folks visiting our website on a regular basis, from radiologists to technologists to industry folks. So we are a really content-rich publication that is truly focused on the practical aspect of radiology.
And I do think that it's going to be very important for radiologists to be open-minded to learning new things.
We can provide incredible value. We work closely with radiologists who are the people who ultimately use their products and services. Our relationships with these, what they call key opinion leaders in the industry, really do help make it a whole lot easier to develop programs. This is how you can use these products in your everyday life. How can this make your life easier? Whether it's through workflow, quicker diagnosis, whatever it may be.
There's a lot of data coming into your hands. It could be on pressures, it could be on contrast use, it could be on radiation dose.
We're celebrating our 50th anniversary this year. There's not too many people out there that can say that. We've stood the test of time. We've gotten through the ups and downs of the print and the digital revolution. We are very well positioned for the future with our digital assets and the direction that we're going. I think what we are today is really content producers, working with physicians to share their information across multiple platforms. So not just in print, but in video, and obviously we do tons of webinars designed to educate physicians and technologists and others. And so I think at its core, Anderson Publishing is a group of people, family-based, but we've got a wonderful staff of employees that support us, who ultimately really care and are passionate about the work that we do. So we're working with you to develop content that strategically positions your company in a way that, in most cases, doesn't feel overly promotional and is designed to help educate and support the physicians that you're working with.
Radiology is awesome. I made the right choice almost 40 years ago. There are a lot of changes coming, Kieran. You ought to read Applied Radiology,
For me, it's been incredibly rewarding to help my parents grow this little publishing company into something that has legs and will be around for a long time.